Greetings, one and all, and welcome back to the Age of Sail Tournament and From the Depths. I am your host, Chromoid, and today, in episode 13, we'll be watching the first semi-final match of this tournament. Here we have the Queen Anne's Booty by Carmenera facing off against the Raging Barricuda. Bit of fun fact, the Raging Barricuda has fought more times than any other ship in this tournament, and it has made it all the way down to the semifinals. So, regardless of what happens today, congratulations Varian 101, who is the creator of the Raging Barricuda. You have made it the furthest of any ship in the tournament at this point. I wish you the best of luck, and I wish Carmenera the best of luck, and I'm going to stop talking and let the ships do the rest. And 3, 2, 1, start! Alright, got the sails down, got the ships underway. Yes, the Queen Anne's respawned just a little high. I'm sorry, I'm not perfect. And there's the volley from the Raging Barricuda. It always fires first, just like Han Solo. Yes, I went there. Queens have the distinct disadvantage of being spawned facing their opponent, which means that, well, they get to take all this damage from the start. The Raging Barricuda starts broadside. So, you know, it gets some free shots in. The Queens are very maneuverable, though, and it did not hit any sails, so they are free to scoot about as they please. Looks like they're going to go for the 45-degree pincer around the edge, the fore and the aft of the Raging Barricuda, which isn't really good for it. Oh, there it goes. It's swiveling. Again, this is a dual-ship entry. Now, broadside ships like the Raging Barricuda do very well against dual-ship entries if they're on either side of it. If they're coming at it like this, it can really confuse the AI, and the AI will start doing this weird twisting thing, trying to figure out who's going to aim at, and sometimes that can be the end of a entry, simply because the AI can't decide who's going to fire. There we go, the Queen finally replies as the second broadside from the Barracuda comes in on its sister ship over here, it looks like. Let's see the damage. Ooh, that is a lot of explosions. Looks like that sail in the middle of the Raging Barracuda has already been damaged pretty badly. It's no longer up, although it could be because like the other ones aren't up either. I guess it has decided not to put them down yet. There it goes. Okay, yeah, it took some damage. Another shot from the Raging Barracuda coming in on this one. Oh no! This Queen Anne has just had its snails completely snapped off by the Raging Barracuda. This one's still underway though. It can maybe get around and flank, although knowing the AI, it will probably put itself in a very, very bad position. I.e. on the other side of the Raging Barracuda, where the other bank of guns can fire. But we'll see, we'll see. Well, we're only 2 minutes into this match, and one of the Queen Anne's has already been demasted, so unless the Raging Barracuda comes over to deal with it, it's stuck there, unable to move. Now, it has rudders, and rudders from the depth can turn you, even if you can't actually move forward, which is silly, but that's how they work. So maybe the Queen will be able to turn itself to face the Barracuda. It just won't be able to get in real close like it likes to do. Like we saw in the Golden Darkness Fleet video, it likes to get really close and just wail on its enemies. Oh, it's a shame. It's a beautiful ship. It's mostly intact, too. It's got a few forward guns. Those are the only things it can fire right now. It might be trying to turn around. Let's see. It's still in combat. It's just not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Its sister has flown or sailed off. It's had enough of that. It says, you have fun with that, buddy. I'm going to go over here and deal with this guy. They say the best defense is a good offense. Let's see if the Queen can bring the pain. And then the Queen's using these very large, I think they're Dahlgren rifled cannons. I'm not sure, I haven't really checked. But they reload very, very slow, but do a lot of damage. They have very powerful explosive shells compared to the, I don't know, I think they might be the exact same kind of explosive shells that are on the Raging Barracuda. I can't really tell, I don't really know the difference. Oh, wow. Well, stripping guns out of the Barracuda, that's for sure. And that's what it needs to do right now. Not only to save its sister ship, but to save itself. If it can get this broadside to stay focused on it and wipe out a lot of these guns, the Barracuda is basically harmless, and then it can plunk away to its heart's content. The tricky part is not getting on this side of the Barracuda, which is completely healthy and ready to absolutely pummel any fool who decides to step to it. Yeah, the Queen is doing work, but it really needs the combined firepower of its sister ship over here. And it seems like this one just has no ability to turn at all, which is really odd. I thought it would be able to turn. Nope. Just fires those front two guns. Maybe it wanted to get within a certain range of the Barracuda before it turns to broadside. I guess that's what it is. That's unfortunate. The Barracuda's not going to be foolish enough to come within range, is it? Surely not. No, surely not. Surely it wouldn't do anything as foolhardy as that. By the way, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I changed the distance, the render distance for the ships, so now I can zoom way out like this and actually see the ships in all their glory without going to like the really blocky textures. I didn't even realize that existed. The more you know. I'm gonna check some distances here. Come here, come here. Alright, yeah, they're both within range. That one's sailing out to about 500 meters, but she's just trying to get a flanking shot. And she's getting it. Oh no. Well, she's getting the flanking shot she needs to get, but unfortunately, the Barracuda's rage has nearly made her helpless on this side. Not to say the Barracuda itself hasn't taken some damage, but not nearly as much as these queens. My goodness. Yikes. And those almost completely missed. It should be noted the Barracuda has 3 more sets of sails underneath, so even if these look like they're doing badly, it's got plenty of movement. It just wiggles a lot. I'm not sure. I think it's just confused by the opportunity of targets that it has. It's like, I have 2 things to shoot at. 2 things! 2 things! It's just so much repressed rage in that vessel. It doesn't know what to do when given the chance to vent it even more than it usually does. What a shame. This ship is almost completely untouched. The Barracuda has been focused on this one over here, which is the smart move, because obviously this one's not doing anything. But it just tore the mast off and then left it there. It's such a shame. Maybe not for much longer. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no, that's not a pretty sight. The front half of this queen has just been destroyed. Too much more and you'll see her insides. How shameful. But was she swiveling? No, just getting blown back by the explosions and kinetic impact. Oh man, that only removes her further from the Barracuda. She wants to get closer, she can broadside. Yeah. Still a good ways away. Whoops, 600. Let's see. We might have... Nope, this one's just out of the range of the other queen. Sorry, I want to get back to the fighting. I just have to make sure everyone's playing by the rules here. Oh no. Oh, she is out of range. Okay, we'll start the clock. And she used up 2 seconds of her disqualification timer. Using the nearest point that I can. Wow, she is just on the edge of that range. Needs to turn in and help her friend. If she goes out too much farther, I'm gonna have to start this clock. Oh dear. Oh no, she's sailing out of range. No, I'm gonna have to start the clock. That's not the fault of the Barracuda. This is the first time I've had to do this to you. That's disappointing. Come on, Queen, get back inside the range real quick here. You were right on the edge of it. If she turns towards him, I'll stop the timer. It's 60 seconds for out of range. 30 seconds for sinking, I believe. Well, we'll say that's what it is. It's been so long, I haven't actually had to use those rules this entire tournament. We're down to the last 16 seconds. Come on, Queen. Come on. No, she's sailing too far out. Look at this. Look at this. Sailing beautifully, but unfortunately sailing the wrong way. The Queen, this Queen, has just taken herself out of combat. Oh, man, that is a shame. Well, enough of that business. Sorry, Queenie. You're done. And I have to do this. I don't want to do this, but I have to. So that the Barracuda does not get stumped wasting its time. Goodbye, Queen. Yeah, Yes, I will do this. It won't let me do it. Die. You won't die. There we go. There we go. I got it. Alright. Goodbye, Queen. Thank you for participating. And with only 10 minutes left on the clock, this Queen has finally turned itself to broadside. Let's see if it can do some damage to the Barracuda. It is now down to 50% of its of the original entry's hit points. Probably less than that. Now down to 74%. Not much left of them. The Barracuda's at 92. If this goes down to a timeout, then the Queen Anne's have definitely lost at this point. There's just no bringing this back. The only hope they have is to despawn the Barracuda. And I don't think that's possible with just one ship remaining, with half its complement of guns, a quarter of its complement of guns, and no sails to speak of. Oh, what a shame. What a beautiful, beautiful ship. Shame to see it go like this, but them's the rules. You cannot sail outside of the boundaries. I want you to get in close, I want you to broadside, I want you to brawl, and the Queens were not, well, that one was not doing that, and this one has been demasted, so, even damaged, it looks good. It looks like a proper warship, just even with the holes and everything. It's like, oh wow. And not much longer for this world, I'm afraid. 70%. I don't think we'll need that. I don't think we'll need all of these 8 minutes and 40 seconds that are remaining. The Barracuda is going to take care of the rest for us. Ugh, I'm stuttering today. Not as many cannonballs coming off the Barracuda as there once were. There's a lot left. There's a lot of guns left. It's just they've kind of been broken up in their firing group. It's kind of a scattershot effect now. That was a very, very powerful ship. Big old monster of a ship. And its rage knows no bounds. It knows the Queens tried to cheat it. They played outside the rules. It's going to show them what happens when you play outside the rules with it in the game. Other ships you might get by with on that. The Golden Darkness Fleet, the Chunky Bros, but not the Raging Barracuda. It has no time for that. You will fight it face to face, or you will suffer its wrath. And if you do fight it face to face, you suffer its wrath anyway, so, you know, go figure. 67%, 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. I think the Queen Anne will be despawned shortly. There's almost nothing left of the ship. The Raging Barracuda has not managed to find a single ammo storage, which is really a great testament to the durability of these ships. Heck, I had trouble finding the ammo storage on them. And I have the all-powerful explosive tool. Also, this narrower profile makes it harder for the Barracuda to accurately hit the Queen Anne. And it's close enough that you don't get a lot of plunging fire, so it's not going to go straight through the deck into the stone compartments below which house the ammo, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're down below that second deck. The Queen Anne has been bloodied, it's been bruised. It has very few guns left. They're still trying to aim, but they can't even turn to aim anymore. There is an impact. Lifting the tail out of the water. What do you call those things? Aft? And really the only damage the Barracuda has suffered is to its guns, its sails, and its pride. And when you hurt a Barracuda's pride, especially one that is so filled with rage, it never ends well for you. Yeah, I know I'm not talking a lot. I'm just kind of enjoying the spectacle here. 'Tis cruel, but is also beautiful. I guarantee if the Barracuda would turn around and use this side right here, it would finish this queen off in no time. As it is, we have 5 minutes remaining, and the queen's still at 63%, or 62%. That is quite something. It is being absolutely hammered by this Barracuda. It's lost all of its guns, all of its propulsion, most of its deck, most of its decorative structure. It's lost the superstructure, everything is just gone, but the hull is still there. And I know, splashes. I know the wood in from the depths makes it ridiculously floaty, but still, that is a very, very strong ship. We haven't seen a single ammo storage go off yet. It still has guns that are trying to fire. You see that right there. They're still turning to try to fire. So it has AI and weapon controllers still inside of it. I believe the AI is in this aft section right here somewhere, because that's where, when I exploded that part, on the other queen, the AI disappeared. So I don't know. Where are you shooting, Barracuda? It's over here. Only 3 minutes and 55 seconds remaining on this clock. The Barracuda is just doing its victory lap, so to speak, at this point. There's no doubt about it. It's won this fight. It won it handily. Even if that other queen hadn't sailed off, I don't think this would have come out much differently. It demasted this one, made it completely ineffective, which cut the firepower in half, chewed the entire side out of the one that got despawned because of its distance problems. In fact, that could have been the reason why it went outside the range. It got some rudder damage or something, I don't know. It looks like the Barracuda will not get to finish its prey off, which I'm sure will disappoint it to no end, but it has won. It has triumphed once again, and it will be going on to the finals in 3 minutes. 59%, who knows, it might actually get that despawn. Just wood chunking off everywhere. Not much wood left on this thing, honestly. There's more stone, about as much stone as wood now. What are you shooting at, Barracuda? Is there something I'm missing over there? Silly ship. The target's over here. Stop playing with your food. Here they come. And you may be thinking that it was a bit unfair of me to despawn that queen. I know it was right outside the limits, like about 13 meters outside, but it stayed there. It wouldn't go back in, and I gave it way more time than I should have. Honestly, I really didn't start the timer for a bit there. I mean, I knew they were doing badly already. They were getting hammered. It was badly wounded, but I mean, I just can't, in good conscience, allow the rules that I set to go unheeded. Even if it's not intentional, I just, they're there for a reason. It's in the sake of fairness, I need to despawn it. I'd have left it there for the Barracuda to chew on, but it would have probably caused it to prioritize the more healthy one over this, which isn't fair to it, because that one's already effectively dead. So, I have to make with the boom boom. I have to kill the beautiful ship, but that's how it goes in these tournaments. Sacrifices must be made in the name of justice. This Barracuda is wildly inaccurate now. It's just firing for the heck of it. 1 minute remaining, and then it will all be over. And the queens will finally go to rest at the bottom of the ocean. Seconds remaining on this clock, and 58% left on the queen. Is so close. If the Barracuda would hit some good broadsides in the next 30 seconds, it could get that despawn victory it's doubtless looking for, but I don't think it will. The queen is much too sturdy to be despawned by any fish of the ocean. It may be beaten, but its pride remains. It is unsinkable. except by the tournament host. I don't think I've seen a single queen be completely destroyed in this tournament. And there's 2 of them, so it's possible for them to do that and still win. But, 57, 6 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1. That is it. The queen retains her pride, and that's about all she gets to keep, because everything else has been taken from her by force, by the raging Barricuda, by Varian 101. Congratulations, Varian. Your fish of the sea, your raging monstrosity here, will be going on to the finals. And next episode, we will find out exactly who we'll be fighting against. But for now, I have been Chromoid, and thank you guys for participating. And thank you all in the audience for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.